Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe and share it with your friends. God, you gotta love those YouTubers, bro. Good God, dude. So, alrighty then. So this is kind of the vibe we got going on right here. Pretty much like his, JGR Yamaha days, kind of what I'm trying to go for here, like the super blacked out Yamaha, and then tried to sort of replicate like a Red Bull helmet in this game. It was pretty tough. I'll show you what I got going on here. So let's go to the rider first. Try to show this off a little bit. So the helmet is actually a, is it this? Yeah. Very bottom. This is basically the closest thing to a Red Bull helmet I can find in the game. I know there's quite a bit more white on this helmet than there probably would be on like a James Stewart Red Bull helmet, but it's actually kind of a cool helmet because the red and the blue has like a shine to it. It has a slick, shiny effect to it, like a metallic shine. So that kind of gives you like a, like a real custom James Stewart Red Bull type helmet vibe feeling to it. And as long as you got red and blue going on, you got it pretty close. I went through every single other helmet in the game and couldn't really find anything else that was as close to a Red Bull helmet any closer than this right here. You can always go in here and put a 7 helmet on, but just kind of doesn't really, doesn't really get, kind of looks more like Axel Hodges than what you think of as James Stewart, so either way, that's the helmet. So the suit, the gear, obviously you got to go with 7 on this, right? Because James Stewart was running this stuff at the end of his career, his actual own 7 gear. So basically the two main things you would be going for here is either this white jersey black pants or the black jersey white pants. So you can kind of go either or here. I still think this looks pretty cool right here. Okay, so now that I've actually looked at this here for a minute, the black top and white bottoms definitely looks better than the white top and the black bottoms. So this is the one I would actually go with right here. And plus, you get more of the white number vibe on the back, whereas if you go up here to the white top, black bottom, you got to go black name and number on the back of the jersey, and that just looks kind of weird. Like, nobody really does that. Most people have, the white name and number on the back. So this looks a little more standard. This looks a little more right. And plus, when you have the white top, it just looks weird with that super wide helmet too. There's just like too much white going on up at the top, So I definitely would go with this one right here, the black jersey, white pants. I think that just looks better all the way around. So either way, that's the little setup there. Just went with the standard Oakley. Where are those at? Sick. I don't even know where those are. What the? I'm pretty sure these are just like the default goggles that you have on in the game. Like, I don't think I actually had to buy these at all, but they just were like pretty good from the jump. Well, here's, I don't really, not really digging that red vibe there. Where are those like white out Oakley goggles? That's not them, even though those are okay and would still work. Man, okay, here they are right here. Yeah. So these are kind of like the default goggles of the game, if I'm not mistaken, but it goes pretty good with that helmet. So, as long as you got Oakley goggles on that puppy, you'll be looking pretty accurate. So the boots, just Garnet, just kind of trying to do, I'm pretty sure Stewart ran those at one point. Butt patch, obviously scrub this. Got to have scrub this butt patch. Literally, like, what other, ass patch could you really go with there? I'm pretty sure that's the one you got to go with. Obviously, no neck brace. James Stewart out here not giving a fuck, you know what I'm saying, dog? So that's the rider, okay? And let me actually go to the rider, like, different stuff here so I can show you some other stuff. Okay, so this is actually the rider data right here. So, body type, obviously male. Name, James Stewart. Name on the back, Stewart. Just went with this sort of character style. Obviously white. Name and number. Height is actually supposed to be 5'7", because that's James Stewart's Wikipedia height. right? So got to go with that, dog. If we were making a Ricky Carmichael, it'd be more like 5'3", but you know. So yeah, Florida on the this right here, Florida, right? Got all that going. So yeah, that's pretty much all the rider data involved. And as far as the appearance stuff, it's just this standard. So you basically have two options here. You got this one. You could go with like a younger James Stewart vibe maybe with this one, but kind of went with more of the older James Stewart feel. I did actually put the slight little beard effect to it just for a little bit more design to the face, but really that's the only point. No real neck, throat tattoos, none of that crazy crap. Brown hair, right? Let me actually see on the hair color. Yeah, so I went with brown, but you could definitely go this more like black on the hair. Yeah, that probably makes more sense. Okay, now we're getting it. Now we're getting it going, dog. It's just cool to be able to come in here and make something as close to like if you could have a James Stewart in this game, you know. It's just cool to come in here and kind of see if you can really do that, right? So yeah, this is looking a lot more like it right here for sure. This has got it going on now. In the scrub, this butt patch really pops out now that the pants are white instead of black. Every aspect of that looks better with this kind of gear setup versus what I had before. So, okay, so this is the bike right here. Obviously, 259 YZ450. I just left the stock Yamaha bike graphics on it because if you try to do just about anything else, it's not really going to look like a James Stewart bike. It's going to look like some random, you know, local vibe racer mod graphics kit vibe thing. So as far as the components color, everything's blacked out. Literally everything. Just totally blacked out. Nipples are blacked out. You know what I'm saying? Everything's blacked out. Right? Because I feel like with the James Stewart JGR bike, everything was kind of like that, right? I mean, I even think they did some like really blacked out vibes to the frame and stuff on those bikes. So either way, handlebars stock, rims, DID black right here, right? It's kind of what I went with. Suspension KYB, hand grips, stock, hand guards. No, we're not Travis Pastrana. Exhaust, Yoshimura, even though I'm not really even sure if they ran that on the JGR bike, but I know they did run that on the Suzuki, so whatever. You can kind of go with whatever you want there, but I just like the Yoshi on the Yamaha. Looks pretty cool. So tires, Dunlop, obviously. Brakes, we don't even need brakes for James Stewart, right? Rear sprocket, Renthal black. This one right here, ultralight black sprocket on the back. Went with the blacked out seat. This one right, where the hell is it? Right here. Yep, blacked out seat. So that's what I went with on the bike. I mean, it's not like perfectly accurate to what he would have ran on JGMX, but it's like, not JGMX, JGR, Jesus Christ, I've got MX Simulator on my mind. But, you know, if that, you know, you can kind of play around with it a little bit. I think that's cool. Like, you could have a James Stewart on a Honda if you wanted to, and then have, like, whatever, James Stewart with Pro Circuit exhaust, or what, you know, whatever you wanted to do. And that's the kind of cool part about it. It's not like I'm trying to 1000% make a perfectly accurate replica all the time. It's, you know, there's room for play there, right? You can kind of make it how you want to make it. So thought that's pretty cool. You know, not that I didn't have enough credits for brakes or anything like that, but no, James Stewart just doesn't need brakes, dog. Okay, so here we are with the full caboodle setup right here on the dry Daytona. We'll see what we can do. So this is about, you know, about some of the best sort of James Stewart replica vibes you can get going on if you're going to do like the 259 on the Yamaha, right? It's about as good as you can get it, I would say, in this game. It's about the closest to a Red Bull helmet, right? It's about the best gear you could probably run for this. Best boots, right? Best butt patch. And no matter what kind of bike you want to do, whether you're doing like a Kawasaki James Stewart or a Suzuki James Stewart or whatever, I would still just about black out every single component on the bike that you possibly could, right? And have black rims on it, even though I do know, I think James Stewart did run the gold rims on the Suzuki at one point. But still, I don't know. Personally, I like blacked out rims on the bike and stuff, and I think that's what he ran when he was on the JGR Yamaha and all that stuff. So it's all just kind of in what sort of era and what kind of thing you want to make when it comes to James Stewart, but you can kind of mix and play around with it and do different stuff and try different things out and mix and match and put Stewart on a KTM just for the shits. You know, you can do cool stuff, and that's what's cool about it not being a mod. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I know with the mods, you can get a actual full-blown Red Bull helmet on the dude and all this other kind of stuff, but you can probably mod it to get number 7, even though Plessinger has number 7. You can probably do a couple of different things with mods, but I think it's cool to be able to come in here and make something without a mod, because that means that all those dudes that, you know, have the game on console and all that can still do this. It's all kind of made within the game, so it takes a little bit of, there's like a process to it. It takes a little bit of thinking, a little bit of, how am I going to make a James Stewart in this next game? Like, how am I going to do it? You know, there's kind of like a thing to that where you gotta think a little bit, but signature James Stewart jump, you know what I'm saying, boys? Yeah, the 259 looks a little bizarre on the Yamaha, I'm not going to lie. It'd probably look better on a Kawasaki, but there is not even Kawasaki there's no two-strokes in this game, so you're still not really going to be able to capture that, like, Stewart on a two-stroke Kawasaki, like what it really was. So, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of, you're just kind of playing around with it. I mean, it's kind of like with the helmet, you know, that's not even a Red Bull helmet and stuff, and it's probably not the exact exhaust they were running with JGR and all that, but just a fun little thing to do in the game, I feel like, and you can do this with a lot of other kind of rider designs. But what really makes the James Stewart vibe like possible and cool is the fact that obviously you can get the rider looking pretty close to James Stewart just in a base level, and then also it's got the 7 gear in there, so you can kind of have it looking like James Stewart gear-wise, and then everything else is really just, you just kind of, it's kind of the cherry on top, you know what I mean? Everything else you're just kind of playing around with a little bit, trying different stuff, so it's pretty much what you can do with it. But yeah, you could definitely go with the number 1 once you win the Supercross championship in this game, and that would kind of probably make a little more sense on this sort of bike than the 259, but I haven't really played through the campaign yet, so couldn't really do that yet. But nothing's going to beat the 7, being able to run number 7, right? But I certainly still think, the number 1 kind of make you feel like when he was running number 1 on the Yamaha, right? You know what I'm saying? Was that in like 2010, right? So you could kind of get some of those vibes going a little bit if you wanted to, but yeah, either way. Oh, man. So either way, just, made a little Stewie on the new Supercross game, and that's what we got going on here, dude. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I kind of changed it up a little bit midways through it, but a lot of it really could be either which way you wanted to do it, and as soon as I get the credits to unlock some other bikes like the Suzuki and the Kawasaki, I can just throw this, custom rider preset on that, and then I'll have that James Stewart on any bike, right? So it's kind of cool how you can easily save your presets, but you will have to go in there and I think change the name of everything again, like in the rider data and stuff like that, and the rider height and all that. So just kind of got it a little more fine-tuned on the 5.7 height-wise and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it kind of sucks because you can't even hardly make like a lot of these big riders that you want to make in the game number-wise, because all those numbers are taken. Like, number 2's taken, number 4's taken. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty tough to go in there and make like can't really go in there and make like a Villapoto replica or McGrath replica. Number 2's taken. Shit's all taken, right? Webb's got that. Baggett's got number 4, so it can be pretty tricky to really, capture the vibes of some of those other real-life riders. And now that James Stewart's number 7 is taken, you can see how much it takes away from it. Like, this would look so much more fit and feel so much more like you're really riding with James Stewart if it had number 7 on the back. It would just really put you in that feeling. But when you're seeing the 259, it's kind of like what is this? I don't really know what this is, you know? So either way, that's about the best I could do with not trying to take it too serious, you know? Just kind of messing around with it a little bit. So either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes. Wow, I love when I figure out a line after the video's over. That's sick, bro.